superintendent of school operations at LAUSD, we were able to notify all of the high school counselors about this year's Rotary Scholarship application requirements and also the timeline. We pushed up the timeline this year because the school year was shorter, and thanks to the budget that has been reversed. But we really did have to push the calendar this year to make it all happen. We posted the scholarship application timeline on our club's website, and individual committee members of the scholarship group made personal contact with counselors at many of the schools near downtown. This year, with this notice, we received over 80 applications, testimony to the hunger for higher education by these students. We had to mathematically eliminate a number of the students this year to make the process work. And we had a volunteer group of about 20 Rotarians working on the scholarship committee. As a committee, we reviewed 32 applications and selected 27 students to interview with 2 or 3 Rotarians face-to-face. Most of those Rotarians are here today. Thank you for coming. We selected 23 students to receive awards based on their response to challenges, and believe me, this group has many, many challenges. Their drive to excellence and how the mission of Rotary fit into their personal life. Many of these students are the first in their family to receive a scholarship award or to go to college. And we give these students special consideration. We have students who will receive 4-year scholarships to university, including many of the prestigious University of California schools. Several of the students are going to UCLA, Berkeley, UC San Diego, and so forth. Some will attend Cal State University schools, and of course, someone will attend USC. That's good. Thank you for that. Some will also attend top schools outside of California, including Harvard, MIT, Northwestern University, Denison College, and Babson College. We also have students who will pursue vocational goals in the area of photography, nursing, and criminal justice. That brings us to today. Ladies and gentlemen, in a moment we will introduce to you some of the brightest kids we have seen as a committee. But before we do, I'd like to introduce a wonderful young lady, a past recipient of the LA5 Close Scholarship Award. She is attending UCLA, majoring in psychology with a minor in English. I'd like to have her say a few words about what the scholarship has meant to her. Her name is Janet Zuniga, and please, Janet.
This June, I will be graduating from UCLA with a psychology major and an English minor. But as I look back to the situation I was in high school, I remember that this would have never happened without the people that supported me. As an LA5 student, there were not many financial opportunities for me when I was applying to college. I remember feeling the sting of rejection from scholarships that even though I got nominated to receive, I was not even considered because of my immigration status. The Rotary Scholarship that I received was the first one that was ever offered to me, and it was when I realized that my dream of going to college was possible. This scholarship has helped me pay for great education and great experiences. The time I've had at UCLA is a time that I will never forget. Because of being involved in Interactive High School, I was able to learn about the UCLA Rotaract, where I have met the most amazing and talented people that I know, which I am proud to call my friends. With them, I have been able to give back to the community and even participate in education events like the Rotaract District Ethics Competition, which we won. That is why when no one else had. Every Rotarian that I have met is an amazing, kind, and generous person. I am talking about people like Carol Donahue, who through SOS Mentor is helping kids stay healthy and get to college. Or Marsha Hunt from the Westwood Rotary, who actively supports the Uganda Development Initiative, an organization that focuses on encouraging education in Uganda. When people ask me what I want to be or what I want to do in life, I always answer that I want to help people. Being connected with people like these, people like you, who help people every day, keeps me striving for my goal. I hope that one day I can be like you and help make a difference in people's lives like you have done for me. Who knows? Maybe one day I will be able to call myself a Rotarian as well and be part of a wonderful group of people like you. So thank you.
I'm a very humble person when I get to speak here today. In many ways, I'm a very lucky man to lead LAUSD. On a daily basis, from pre-K to adult, we have 909,000 students who come to school in the nation's second largest school system. And the overwhelming majority live in circumstances of real peril and difficulty. And they rise above that. They rise above that because the community puts their arms around them and says, "You will have what I had." And this is such a poignant example of that. But probably more than anything, I'm a student today. I write every single essay, as I do, whenever I have this opportunity. And I'm a student of persistence, and I'm a student of humility, and I'm a student of caring, and most of all, I'm a student of the human spirit. I think if you think about an adult's view of utopia in public schools, is that children run into the classroom, they sit right at their desk. Every assignment is sitting on top of their desk. There's no distractions of iPods or video games or Facebook accounts, and they only really care about schoolwork. But without having to ask or be threatened or be prodded, all they really want to talk about is their studies, and they just want to share with the teacher just how much they love the subject matter. The reality, of course, is they're products of the world and of society. And finding that balance is really remarkable, given how many things can compete for it. I wish I could tell you that I was a self-disciplined student when I was in high school, and that my thoughts were not about sports, and that I actually wasn't particularly worried about the gal I was dating, who turned out to be my wife for 30 years. But I too understood the necessity for discipline, and grew up in circumstances that weren't privileged whatsoever, and understand the work around that. But what I am most astonished at when I walked through your lives as you presented them to me was nothing really short of role models for us as adults. I'm a person who, if you know me and work with me day by day in the system, most people would argue you show no emotion whatsoever. I mean, they would say, you're very driven, very somewhat hard, not particularly sensitive. And I do work, I work very hard. It will be difficult for me to complete the rest of these comments without showing emotion. And I know that you will trust in forgiving me for that piece. Any student can work hard in school. And when you meet students who, day in and day out, live in circumstances of extreme peril, not having a home, not having parents, and not having any form of support whatsoever, not having health care, not having current citizenship, not having food, and then you watch that their concern is to, at the end of the day, do something for others, how can you not be nothing short of humbled? I'm going to share with you why I'm a proud person to work in LAUSD. You represent so many of the students, and I ask you to take the gift of your scholarship and lift others. There's so many students who don't sit in your seat today, and I know that every single one of these essays was about how you will do good for others, and we need that. I'll offer you two small bits of advice as you go off to college and university and work. One is call home occasionally. Don't text. Don't do a posting on Facebook. Don't email. It actually matters. I have a bunch of kids who it actually matters that someone says, "Hi, Dad," like for real on the phone.
Amen.
And we know you're going to have phenomenal experiences. And we know that this is part of transition. Just once in a while, make it a routine to call home. And then the second is the simplest piece of advice: be good and do good. Everybody is counting on you, and I have nothing short of the highest expectations. That's altruistic, but I'm selfish, as is everybody in this room. We need you to come back from college and be leaders. We need you to be the men and women who will lift this economy and this country and show us the way. I'm going to get old in 30 years, and one of the students in LA, one of the 909,000, will put a needle in my arm. One of them will switch the signals on the metro. One of them will be the air traffic controller on the plane when I visit my grandchildren. I need them to know what they're doing. And in that, you will be the next part of the opportunity for others to participate in this thing called the democracy, in this thing called the American dream, so that every student graduates college and workforce ready, and has a roof over their head, and medical care, earns more than a living wage, and has the ability to give back. And so, in that spirit, I want you to meet the people who are going to be doing that.